Hey guys and gals and everyone else, welcome to the Bluefin Hangout. You caught me in the middle of my workout, just doing little lunges, little squats, if you will. Trying to keep the old body in shape here. We sure missed you. We did a lot of live streams last week during the Spring into Savings, and a lot of you commented that you missed your midday dose of Bluefin. And so luckily we're back here. It's Friday. We wear jerseys on Fridays, so hopefully everyone at home starts wearing their jersey. Today's going to be a special episode. It's going to be our mailbag episode. You guys had Q's, we got A's, so you sent in your questions. If you have questions during the stream, go ahead and type them in whatever platform you're watching it on, and we'll try to get to as many as possible. So enough preamble. You know the squad. Justin, AJ, here's always. How you guys doing?
Fabulous.
Doing well.
And because we can't be trusted to not answer everything, and just be said, oh, yeah, you want to know, this is coming up this day, this is coming up this day, this day. We had to bring in a little bit of muscle, so we had to bring in Jared and David, who are two of our main brand managers at Bluefin, to make sure that if we go off course, they have this big red button at the bottom. They just hit it, and the whole stream explodes.
Right.
We are here to watch you. Yes.
So, Jared, how are you doing today? It's Friday.
It is Friday. I'm doing really well. I'm a little bit tired. I stayed up late to watch the Justice League and also the Falcon and Winter Soldier. Oh. Thursday was superhero day for me and many of us. So.
Nice. You did the double feature. I planned on it, and then at 11:50, I'm like, I gotta get up early. I'll watch Falcon tomorrow.
Yeah,
that's dedication too.
Totally. I did the double feature, and Snyder Cut ended with 20 minutes to spare. So then I was like, do I go to bed or do I stay up? What do I do? And then of course it was 50 minutes for Falcon and the Winter Soldier, so it was late. And then I got my second wind, and then it's 2 a.m. I'm like, I should have just went to bed at midnight.
Yeah, that always got me to Mandalorian. I always watch Mandalorian at midnight, and then I'd just be so hyped, and I just couldn't go to sleep. So,
yeah.
So, David, how are you? Are you rested today, or did you also do the double feature?
No, I did the Snyder Cut only, and then I had to be a human and go to sleep. It was 4 a.m. when I finished, and I was like, nah, I can't.
Jared is more man than
I guess so, man. I'm gonna try it tonight. I'm gonna be well rested. I like to have separation between my Marvel and my DC.
Well, yeah, we'll definitely be talking a lot of Justice League next week. We want to give everyone time to watch it. It was a 4-hour opus, so we want to make sure that everyone had time to watch it before we talk about spoilers. So next Friday we'll have a spoilerish discussion. Next week is also WonderCon. We're going to have a number of live streams next Friday, so definitely stay tuned for more details on that. So waste enough time, Justin. What is our first question?
Sure. Speaking of DC, at Homeless Rambo says, "Hi, I know Bluefin Brands is the distributor of toys, but can you send word to SH Figuarts, in this case Tamashi, to make some Snyder Cut Justice League figures? Many thanks." And what's interesting about that is Homeless Rambo went on a fun little Twitter tirade last night and tweeted at us 7 times of all the amazing figures that they want, including Aquaman and Cyborg, then Man of Steel, Zod and Feora. Then you have the Batman v Superman Nightmare Batman and Batman and Superman Armored Batman. And then Zack Snyder's Justice League Black Suit Batman, Tactical Suit Batman. And then, of course, Darkseid and Steppenwolf. And, my goodness, Deathstroke and a Nightmare version and Nightmare Flash.
Everybody.
Yeah,
Everybody.
The whole crowd. So, David, tell your friends at Tamashi that people want the Snyder Cut SH Figuarts.
Well, we know some guys, but if you don't want to wait that long, Jared might have something that would be interesting to you.
Yeah, we do. We have some Injustice figures from Storm. The Darkseid we have is, he's prominently featured in the movie. We have Doomsday, who was in Batman vs. Superman. And we have a fan favorite Lobo too. So for those of you that are looking for some of the baddies from the DC universe, Storm has a nice handful, and these guys are big, bulky, and mean looking. So you got Doomsday right there.
You could hurt somebody if you have too many collectibles and your significant other does not support it. Make sure this one's out of reach, because you want them swinging something like a nanoblock or a figure art mini at you. You don't want Doomsday coming at your head, because it could. You could forget numbers.
He's got a lot of sharp points on him. Yeah, totally.
It's a hefty looking figure too.
The Lobo looks really good too, though. the main man. Love that guy.
Yeah, Lobo's pretty badass, and he even has a real chain. You know, his chain is one of his like prominent weapons. So like the fact that it's like real and not plastic is really cool. And
you chain people up and then you beat them over the head with the doomsday figure.
You know what to do is Storm's really just creating a torture your significant other starter.
Home invasion protection.
Yeah. So out of all those figures that he kind of named, or anyone you guys can think of from the Snyder Cut that you've seen, who would you most like to see? I think for me it's Nightmare Batman. I think it's a really cool look. I'm a sucker for like trench coats, so I think that would be mine. So Justin, who would your pick be from the Snyder Cut? To make an SH figure.
Probably a black suit Superman. I think that's pretty cool. I love Superman, and he's just so badass. So I'd take one of those.
What about you, AJ?
I would go with Aquaman just because it'd be fun to have like a Jason Momoa like figure. Just I could pop his head up, and now he could be on other SH figures.
Yeah,
my man. Jared, do you have a preference of if you can only have one? Who do you want it to be?
Well, I would say Darkseid, but we already kind of have one. Darkseid, I'm a big fan of like really big, bad cosmic villains, and he's got a cool design. So I would say Darkseid, but we already kind of have one. He's not exactly, the Snyder Cut look, but pretty close. So if not him, then I'd probably go with, I think the black suit Superman is also pretty cool. I think that it looks really interesting on him. So him.
It's slimming. Cavill's kind of a chubby bunny, and so he needs the slim.
Yeah,
black
right. so much fat on his body. So much.
I've got.
Yeah, when Lois hands him a shirt when he's in that cornfield in both versions of the film, not spoiling anything, I'm like, I wouldn't put on a shirt if I were him.
I worked hard for these. I'm not going to cover them up.
You're lucky I'm wearing pants for crying out loud. I put a shirt on this. Shirts are for people built like me, not for people built like Henry Cavill. What do you say, Dave? Who would you like to see in the line?
So, so it's a dark horse candidate, but I would like a figure of the Green Lantern, the one Green Lantern who showed up, because I love lanterns. They're my favorite. He sucks. He has the most powerful weapon in the galaxy. He got owned like immediately, but still, he deserves a figure. All right, yeah. He tried.
More Green Lantern love. You want to see more Ryan Reynolds, right? You want some Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern love, right?
A swappable head.
Yeah, we don't do that here.
All right. Well, thank you, Homeless Rambo, for your question. Anyone else in the comments who wants to weigh in, who has an idea of what they'd like to see for an SH Figuarts for, the Justice League or the DC universe as a whole, let us know. We know some people at Tamashi, as you can see from all of our cool stuff.
Yes. So at Rodimus owns 182 for Flame Toys. What influences your character choices?
If you ever see us do like surveys or when we ask questions of people, back in the before time when conventions were a thing, we'd ask people questions. We usually like take that info and we ram it into the head of those over at Flame Toys and go, please. But no, like really, it's really basically what you guys say. Like for example, I noticed whenever we make a new Flame Toys announcement, the comments are always asking for the same 2 or 3 different people. That does actually influence what happens. That does go and that factors in to the choices. So we try our best to make sure that kind of you guys influence the character choices. So if there's characters that you want that you haven't seen us do, keep being loud. People out there who comment reissue drift on literally every Flame Toys post, I see you. Flame Toys sees you, so it's getting through.
There you go.
Yeah, and remember the bar is set high. You have to be louder than Justin is when he asks for Optimus, and that's very loud. So you have to be louder than that.
That's true.
I chartered a plane to fly over Orange County the other day with a banner saying Optimus Prime.
Yep, it just said Optimus Flame Toys when.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what to do. Oh, that's great. So yes, be loud. Type in all caps if you have to. If we post about A, you post about B. Let us know what it is.
and use a GIF. GIFs and memes go a long way.
Yeah, absolutely.
If it's funny and not mean and aggressive, I am more likely to let the people at Flame Toys know.
There you go.
Please be nice.
Our good friend Clayton says Soundwave. So
I'm
working on it.
Do we think that Rodimus Owens is just a real big fan of Blink 182?
Maybe.
I mean that and Rodimus for sure.
David, you saw Blink 182 in concert, right?
I've seen him a couple times.
Yeah. got a tattoo on your chest there.
That's right. It's all the small things, and it's got an arrow.
And Mark Hoppus is yelling. You're terrible. You're
I'm
terrible.
6'4", nothing small on me.
My goodness. All right. So then KO83 says, what happened to Fist of the North Star? Jared, tell us.
Fist of the North Star is in what I like to call licensing hell, licensing limbo. He's still in the pipeline, so I know that he's been kind of at a few trade shows, and he's very well received. He is still going to happen. It's just that, you know, in our industry, there's a lot of licensing, you know, minutia that needs to be ironed out. So I don't know the details of it, but all I know is that it's still being worked on. But fear not, have more patience. It will come out at some point. I can tell you that Storm is a huge fan of Fist of the North Star, and they want it to come out just as much as you, if not more, because they are such fanboys for it. So, yeah, it's still in the pipeline. So as soon as more information becomes available, it will be known to you. It's the cliche answer, but it's true.
That's fair. I mean, the property's not going anywhere. I mean, I saw it 23 years ago or something like that. So, and it's still popular to this day. So that's exciting stuff.
Yeah, and it's always good to have your ducks in a row when you release the figure line, because, you know, that way, you know, if the figure is successful, it can continue the line. You know, anything that's kind of rushed or anything like that, you know, a lot of times you'll see things get, you know, stymied. So I'm glad that Storm is doing what's right by the fans.
There you go. Well, cool. Well, thank you very much, KO83. I hope that.
KO!
KO! All righty then. So Breadman says, how is it decided what Gundam kits show up on America's P Bandai site? Do you guys get to pick what goes up there, or does Bandai give you what they're willing to sell? That's a great question. Are you hiding?
I was hiding.
Sure. Do you want to answer that, or do you want me to answer?
Sure, yeah. I mean, unless you have a better answer than I do. Yeah, it's based on demand. You know, a lot of times the premium Bandai kits are limited run items. You know, they're a lot of times variants, or they're ones that, you know, they don't necessitate, you know, a huge global run. You know, like RX-78, we're probably going to make a couple of those, but, you know, some of the more, you know, niche kits, or some of like the side missions and stuff like that. You know, a lot of times those go to premium Bandai just because, you know, since they are made to order, it's not as, you know, it's not as risky for premium Bandai, and then it allows them, if it's something that explodes, they can do multiple runs of it and stuff like that. So,
sure, that's a great answer, Dave. And thanks. I know that some of them sell out pretty quickly, and I know that we get a lot of feedback, like, you know, have more than 2 of them on the website or something like that. And Premium Bandai USA has grown tremendously over the last year, and so the demand is pretty amazing. So it's not just 10 people trying to buy these things; it's thousands and thousands and thousands. So we try to fill as many orders as we can, but sometimes just the popularity is just a little bit too much.
Yeah. But I'm happy that, you know, with what they've been doing, though, because, like, you know, for modelers, there's certain kits that I've gotten on P Bandai that I know would never have made it in, like, mass market, like the Dictus, the Callisto Light and Shadow, the one that turns into the hand.
The hand,
like,
yeah.
No one knows where that's from unless you're like super like deep into Gundam lore. But like P Bandai let me get that, and I got both, which I will be turning into a kit bash. Obviously.
Funny enough, it was like Mr. Vader Fist in our chats, like, or is it based on David Clark? Judging by that massive collection in the back.
So
he says, "I require more for my backlog."
So what they do is they send them to my house and they go, "What do you want to spend money on?" I go, "Oh, this would be kind of cool. Great, it's now P Bandai." No,
yeah.
You got me.
Like, what do you want in your backlog next? That's the question.
We'll just send the box. We know you're never going to build it. You just want the box,
right?
Box collector,
all flat, not even put together. It's funny you mentioned the Dictus too, because when we were first launching Premium Bandai USA, I believe Dictus was in like the 2nd or 3rd wave, and I remember getting a tweet sent to me like, "Hey, any chance of a Dictus showing up?" And it was like 2 days before we were gonna announce it, and so I wrote down their Twitter handle. So then when I announced it, I did like a CC with their handle. Just so they could see it.
Cool.
I was like, oh my god, this person's gonna be so excited. So,
You summoned it with your mind.
right,
Yeah,
that was cool. I was
It
pumped
happens,
about that.
man. It happens.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Great question. All right, let's see here. Oscar Aliva 562 says, any plans to adding Saint Seiya Myth Cloth or Myth Cloth EX to the website? If not, where would you recommend to buy it? And as far as Saint Seiya goes, it'll probably never be on the Bluefin Brands website. However, you can go to places like Big Bad Toy Store. I know they have this figure for sale. It comes from us. It is a Tamashii item, and it is available through our retail partners. It just will not be on bluefinbrands.com. That was an easy one. Anyone have anything to add? Do you guys watch Saint Seiya? There's a lot of it on Netflix now.
I have not even seen the
I haven't
Netflix
in a
one.
long time. It's been a while.
Yeah, I've seen like the original one, but that was again long time ago.
Sure.
I got one of those like God Aries, the Cloth EX ones, and I was like, "This is a really cool figure. I want to check this more out." And I like YouTube to like see like what's Saint Seiya about and stuff. And then I went to watch it, and then I got busy. I guess, and I never watched it. It's on my to-do list.
Sure. That's fair.
Also, I can't do another series. Like Rider and Gundam just takes so much of my money. I can't do another one.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It is really, really tough. Well, awesome question. But yeah, again, check out our retail partners. Big Bad Toy Store is a really good one. Like Entertainment Earth, stuff like that. They carry a lot of that stuff. So thank you very much. All right, Jared, here's a fun one for you. At Man of Steel 1786 says, are we still getting an Injustice Superman?
Yeah, of course. I know that they showed it at like New York Comic Con and Toy Fair. He is in the pipeline as well. He definitely will make an appearance. But Storm has been kind of focusing more on the bad guys first. Typically for the DC stuff, like they always focus on the obvious heroes, Batman, Superman, Flash, and so on. So, Storm's approach was they wanted to give people, the collectors, some of the guys that don't get as much love. So, they focus on the bad guys and they really put a lot of their heart and soul into him. And so now that they've kind of, done that, they have Ares coming out soon as well. You'll start to see some of the good guys coming out too. So Superman, Batman, and
Cool.
The like.
I like it.
I'm cool. I would love to see a Yellow Lantern Injustice Superman if you can.
Another lantern.
Well, yeah,
The lantern.
We get it. You like jewelry. I get it.
I really like the Injustice storyline, and when he was a Yellow Lantern, when he gave into fear, it was amazing. Because I've always thought Superman was a bad guy, so in Injustice, he is in his elements. Just
What?
murdering
You are
people.
crazy.
I tell you, he's a villain waiting to happen. Like the Joker proved in Injustice, it just takes one bad day, and he snapped like that. So
Yeah. I think that's more of a writer thing than a Superman.
I love it. It was perfect. It's the most accurate timeline.
I think the next person that wrote Injustice was having a mental breakdown and wanted to make Superman be a bad guy.
I'm just saying, man. Joker pushed his button, and it worked extremely.
Yeah.
Didn't work out so well for the Joker, though.
No.
No, it did not. He was killed immediately.
That's too bad.
Play with fire.
You can't make Superman a bad guy. He's the best. We can only hope to be as good as Superman.
I mean,
Because of Pa Ma Kent.
I have a whole.
Yeah.
We need to do a whole live stream about Superman.
Sure.
Oh,
I'm happy to do it. I will.
Set
But
the date.
you think that Batman is special and the best, so I mean,
Well, Batman.
yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, and the best version of him is Dawnbreaker Batman with the Green Lantern ring. So yeah.
Oh my God! Listen to you.
So I know exactly what to get Clark for his birthday. It's just gonna be a giant lantern.
Yeah.
I have 3, so please.
No, not just not your green lanterns, red lanterns, yellow lanterns, just a regular
He's
lantern.
talking about a who goes there kind of lantern.
Scary ghosts.
Yeah, like for camping.
All right, Mr. Clark, you crazy. Let's see here. Any chances for getting a Shatterglass Megatron in the Kurokara Curry line? We got a Shatterglass Optimus and a Shatterglass Megatron would be amazing.
Well, yeah, I mean, like there's always hope. Like I said with the last flame question, make sure to just make it known that you want one. You know, like if they don't ever really hear that, you know, they wouldn't, you know, they wouldn't know to do it. But yeah, no, it's always possible to do a Shattered Glass Megatron, and I'm looking forward to him. He's so close, guys. Like he is on the way to the world. He is so close. I know it's been a while, and the coronavirus got in the way, but it's here. So Kurikara Curry Megatron, you probably have it within like the next few weeks. And once you get that, then we can start talking about a Shattered Glass. But yeah,
Sure.
soon.
Clark can see the boat from his window right now. It's like, hurry up!
It's so close. It's been like inching. Like I've been looking at like all the updates. I'm like, please come now. Hurry up.
It's got one of those trackers though, just like, you know, the sonar. There's the ship.
Yeah, you need to be like the drug cartels of the 80s and just get like a speedboat and just go out and pick them up from them.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I miss those. They don't have those in movies anymore.
Yeah, like a Miami Vice type thing.
Yeah, action spectacular.
Yeah.
I'm missing it. My goodness. Alrighty, let's see here. Rider Club Man. What is your dream Gundam Universe figure or any grade model kit?
Oh.
Not allowed to say mine, but you know that's fine. You go, David.
So I have two model kits that I'd love to see. I would like a master grade Gustav Karl, which I'm pretty sure the high grade only exists because I bugged Hobby into submission. And then I would also like a perfect grade Double Zeta because that's my favorite Gundam of all time. And it would be probably way too expensive, but I would buy it. So
There you go.
Still waiting on
Would
that
you-
Tequila Gundam.
I was going to say something.
you can call it Spike Gundam. That's its American name.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
See, I'm like David with my Gundam. Is that I also don't build Gundam like Clark doesn't build Gundam. I just have the boxes.
Yo, what?
But see,
All
but
up
see,
front.
but see, the problem is that like I have people come to my house and like, oh my god, you work for Bandai? I love their model kits. I'm like, oh, you want one of these? And I just end up giving all my model kits away. I've probably given away like 40 model kits.
Give me the model kits.
You're
So
not going to do anything with them.
You just put it in that tag.
Come on. Here's the current one I'm working on right now. Look at
Yeah,
that.
it looks like the same one from like 6 months ago.
Look at that fully built one. Look at that. Look at that. The stuff on it.
So
But
if
see,
we line
David-
up at Clark's house, he'll give
Yeah.
us kits.
So David, I give the first one for free, if you know what I mean. I have my buddy Damon, who's probably in the live stream watching right now. Yeah, I gave him a couple kits. He's got his whole family building kids. He's always, what can I build next? What can I give? He's just like, just put it in my arm.
All according to plan. And just to prove it, this is the one I'm currently putting together. All right. This is the Bound Dock. This is a newer kit. Look at that. Progress. I built stuff.
I think that someone in our chat needs to go back to our live stream from like 3 months ago and analyze those boxes from 3 months ago versus those boxes from today to see if they're any different.
Is it taller or is it shorter?
Dang it. Okay. I'm gonna change it up now. I'm gonna just like move things around and add some new stuff.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's building some, but there's
Oh,
more
yeah.
piling up than building.
Sure.
What about you, Jared? Do you have time to build, Jared, or you just figures all day long?
I actually do build Gundam. I was never into Gundam prior to joining Bluefin, but when I did join, naturally you kind of get into it. And I actually really do love to build Gundam. It's a lot of fun. I get the appeal now. I never really got it, but now that I built it, it's very, almost therapeutic in a way, which I think a lot of people resonate towards. As far as the question goes, I really couldn't say. I'm not really a huge Gundam aficionado in terms of all the characters I don't know. To me, I feel like they've already done everything because there's like 1,000 Gundams. So it's like, how many are left? That's what I always say. I'm like,
There's so many left.
that's what I mean. Like, I'm always boggled by how there's always new characters. I'm like, haven't they done them all by now? Like, they've been building Gundam for like, what, 30 years now?
40.
40 years.
40.
Yeah, a whole decade.
When's that
Yeah.
RX-78 going to get any love?
Yeah, right. Like, there's been like 300 RX-78s. So
Which version? Which version? There's so many.
The one in the box back there.
I'd like to see a new unicorn.
Yeah, new unicorn.
But, I will take credit though, because for those who don't know, we did actually have like a Bluefin Gundam Cup, like kind of internal, where we had a competition, and I entered into the beginners category and I won. So, yay for me!
All right.
Yeah.
Which is good because Clark likes to enter in beginners as well, just to be a sandbag and SOB.
Wait, who
He's like,
won
oh,
the?
it's
who
like
won
what?
the
It's just a
advanced category last
custom
year?
paint job and everything.
Was it not Xavier who had won?
It was me.
Well, I mean, does it count though? I mean, all the real builders took the year off, didn't they?
Oh my gosh! Oh, the
True,
rage.
Xavier's taking
I
that
am-
win to
I am-
win.
I am shaking with uncontrollable rage. Oh god!
Sorry,
Florida
David. Didn't mean to,
never
did
didn't mean to stir up some bad emotions.
Oh, I won last year.
You did.
Sure. There's an asterisk
I'm a
next to your
witness.
name, though.
I'm gonna win this year too.
I mean, it was a
Asterisk.
shortened season because of the coronavirus. It's just like when the Dodgers won the World Series.
Wait, people got
Won a
more
half
time.
season.
People got more time. I finished, and then they said, "You know what? We're going to add 2 more months on." I'm like, "What? No!"
I heard yours was even broken.
It was broken by.
How do you know
knows
when
who he
it's
is.
broken?
He knows who he is. Who broke the kid. I hope you're watching.
Oops. This doesn't look very stable. I don't know. Oh, there we go.
I left it at the office, and then I got pictures saying, "Hey, bad news about your mom."
Took a
I
time.
saw your kit, and I will say it was really impressive with what you did with it.
Thank
so.
you. Thank you, AJ.
Oh,
It was the 2 best halves of a kid I'd ever seen.
oh, no.
One year, if you can get it all together. I don't think David's going to come play with us anymore, Justin.
My heart. Oh god.
Oh, geez.
maybe like the boxes will like lessen, and he's like, I've built this super mega like gunpla.
I'm just joshing. I whenever I talk about Gunpla with people outside of work, I always talk about David and Xavier, and that I couldn't even in my best day, in my best dream, build and paint half as good as you guys do. So we
Sure.
kid because we care.
This is true.
I'm just
get
jealous.
We can pass the art down.
Yeah, they hate us because they ain't us.
Right. Definitely jealous. Definitely
Yeah.
jealous.
That's why I do figures. They're already. I can't mess them up with my terrible paint jobs.
Right. No, totally. Same boat, Dave. I try to do the kids, and they don't work.
I got a leg that's weird or something. I'm like, oh man, user error.
Right. Well, thank you at Writer Club Maine. Awesome
Yeah.
job. All right, here's a fun one. At Toku Waffle, are there any plans for more non-American efforts for Kamen Rider?
Oh, like I'm assuming he means like us selling stuff outside of just America, right?
Sure. I would say that, or maybe even like team Kamen Riders in other countries. But I mean,
Team Rider Australia.
but I mean, at the end of the
Russia
day,
exists.
yeah, the Team Kamen Rider, you know, that is a result of the blood, sweat, and tears from the employees here at Bluefin that went the extra mile, that screamed loudly, as David says, and made it happen. So it's really up to individual markets to make their own Team Kamen Riders. But I'll go ahead and let you.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it really kind of is up to each individual group. But as always, Team Kamen Rider is always looking to do cool and new things. And while we can't talk about all of them right now, we do have something coming up soon that you're going to want to tune into that might give you some hope. So just give me about. I'm going to open my calendar real quick. Give me about 3 weeks. Give me about 3 weeks.
I'm gonna do about 3 weeks.
Alright.
I just want to take a second to appreciate Toku Waffle as an amazing Twitter handle. As someone who currently hates their Twitter handle, I think Toku Waffle is an amazing one.
Yeah, you went with the underscore. That's a tough one.
And every day I'm texting Justin like, should I change it to this? Should I change it to this? And now it's just a fun game of him just messing with me.
I just say yes. Do it. I hate the underscore. I can't even spell underscore.
Is it one word? Is it 2 words? Is it a hyphen? Is there an underscore?
How many characters for that word?
Sometimes I spell the hyphen. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's crazy. All right. Well, thank you very much, Toku Waffle. At Virtual Suplex, going to Suplex City, going to have some fun. Release date on debut, Liger. Do you have any plans to do any other wrestlers? Tiger Mask, maybe? Question mark, Jared?
Yeah, so Storm posted a teaser for the first appearance, Liger, a few weeks ago, and it was really well received. I think we're looking at a summer debut for him. Typically, it takes about 3 months to reach the U.S. shores after solicitation. So I think he will be like officially offered in the US pretty soon. So yeah, I think around the summer you should probably start to see him, be able to purchase him. As far as other wrestlers, I'm not too familiar. I do recall there was a conversation of another one. I don't know his name. I'm not really familiar with New Japan Pro Wrestling, so apologies to Virtual Suplex, but there may be some other more popular characters in the future. Keep in mind that New Japan Pro Wrestling is a bit niche, here in the US. It's obviously not as mainstream. So, characters may be fewer and further between. But as soon as we know, we let you know.
Cool.
Funny enough, is like this household for me is Kamen Rider and like Japan wrestling and wrestling in general. So I guess those two niche is just this household right here. Welcome to the niche home.
Sure, you
There
can
it is,
give Jared a list.
Target audience.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, yeah, Jared, you're pretty big on surveys and for Storm collectibles and what properties people would like to see. That might be a good survey as far as
that's actually a great survey question. We have done surveys before in the past, but they've usually been geared towards like video game and fighting anime, IPs. So it's definitely great feedback. I think that we could make a survey geared towards New Japan Pro Wrestling to see that way we can give the information to Storm. So thank you for the suggestion.
Yeah. Sure. Now,
see, surveys are important. Take
Yeah.
part of them when you see them, please.
Yeah.
that
Every
feedback goes up to the very top. So definitely
really
take the
does.
time to do those surveys. I mean, if there's a write-in, I'd probably put Ravishing Rick Rude. Obviously, he's not a Japanese wrestler, but he's my favorite wrestler. So I'm gonna need that Rick Rude and that robe. So go ahead and make it happen.
Yeah, we need Storm to do it like they do with the Injustice characters, where they did the bad guys first. So we get like the Rick Rudes, the $1 Million Man, and Mr. Perfect.
No, dude, I would die. Yeah, that would be amazing. Whew, the heels.
And let us not forget our favorite Triple H.
There you go. Take a Triple H. Well, great. Well, thank you very much. That was Virtual Suplex. You're the man.
Another great name.
Yes.
Another name that is better than Snacky_Cakes.
David, this name is better than Snacky_Cakes. At Sam902121148. That's better than Snacky Cakes. Any news for Windblade or RC? And by any chance, will Optimus Primal have a model kit version?
So Windblade starts on pre-orders at the end of this month. I'm working really hard to try and get it to open up during WonderCon next week, so we can just like be like, hey, buy this thing now. RC will be towards the end of the year, but I know everyone's looking forward to her as well. And when Windblade and RC do well, I know they're going to do well. That means we'll hopefully be getting more fembots. Like I'm personally pushing for Black Arachnia on the inside of things, so hopefully we can see her announced too. For Optimus Primal, I mean anything's possible. The first Fur Action, which was Optimus, also had a model kit, companion. So it's always possible, but it's not in the plans right now. But it would be cool though. I would like to see him as a model kit because that's my preferred method of figuring is building it myself. So
Right.
Yeah.
You like
Add
to
it
do
to
the
the
work.
back.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm the lazy one. I just like to open the box and it's already there waiting for me. I'm like, oh, sweet.
Like
Yeah,
if it's a model kit, that'd be great because those hands are articulate, and that's kind of what I would want it for, is to maybe give like my perfect Devastator big hands.
Well,
Ooh.
it's a kit bash it. I knew it.
Yeah.
Yes, every model kit is just parts for a kit bash.
There you go. Spare parts.
Well, thanks, Sam 902121148. I desperately want to know what these numbers mean. I'm like, it's not like a date of birth. It's not a
Zip
phone
code?
number. It's too many
Yeah.
zip code.
Zip code and route. It's both.
I wonder if it means something.
Yeah.
Let us know, Sam 902121148.
Yeah. I can't believe you remembered that. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. So at Fresh Cyborg 1, how are decisions made on what kind of joints to use for figures? Example, some Dragon Ball figures have hinge joints for the head, but others don't, like Jiren and Ginyu. It's a really good question. I don't think any of us are toy designers, so I can't give you an accurate reason as to why that is, but it is a really good question.
It's a great question.
I wonder if that's something to do with like the size of like the rest of the, like Jiren's got a big chest, and so
Right.
maybe it has something to do with the tooling involved in the larger fang going in the neck. That sounds terrible. To where like your Gokus and your Vegetas, they're kind of normal size, so maybe they can't house the tooling.
Yeah, a lot of it depends on the character design, the size of the character. Certain joints are made of different plastics, so they can support certain ranges of motion better than others. Some plastics are a bit weaker, and so they could have QC issues. It really depends also on the company in terms of what they're looking for. Are they going for something really articulated, like crazy articulation? Are they looking for something more aesthetically pleasing or accurate to the sculpt? So it's actually kind of interesting. It's like an art form in a way of what goes into it. So yeah, I mean, it really just depends on the character and what is going to make the character do what the designer wants it to do, basically.
Right. No, that's a good point. I know, like the Gundam fixed figuration, the Zaku one actually, the head actually pops up, so like more neck is exposed, and then you can actually do more with it, which I thought was interesting since it has such a big bulky chest. That was like a workaround around that. Like, well, let's just make the neck bigger, like that He-Man figure with the long neck.
Also, some characters need to like do things that others don't need to do. So, for instance, let's say you have like a character that can fly. You'll need to have a joint system that allows his head to go back further than a character that's just kind of a big brute who just kind of looks like that. Right. So that also kind of
like the fusion dance. Got to have certain range.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Yeah, the fusion dance is hard because there's so many points that need to be able to move to capture that.
No, absolutely.
Like I think, like even with that Iron Man that's on Sentinel, his head has to tilt back so he can go into flight posing. Like, other figures don't need to go in flight mode, but Iron Man specifically needs to. So that joint needs to happen. So really depends on who that character is. At least that's how I feel about it.
Right. Yeah. That's a good point. And then there's actually a follow-up to that. This is actually a two-part question. That's how it goes. Also, why do some figures become exclusive to certain sites, and for what reasons? Dave, do you want to answer that?
Yeah, I think a lot of times that other stores come to. Are you talking about me, Dave, or other Dave?
David Edmondson.
Oh, okay.
Snacky _cakes.
_cakes. A lot of times, certain retailers will come to us and say, "Hey, we love this line. Can we do an exclusive one?" So, for example, Sentinel's doing a great fighting armor one with Dave's brand for the Miles Morales, and usually it'll take a big chain like that or like a big bad toy store or sometimes even like Amazon, because we'll still try to make a similar number to what a normal production number would be, because just to make it fair for all of our fans. But we really, really need someone that can really move a lot of inventory, just because at the end of the day, it doesn't do us any good to make like 100 of one when like 10,000 people want one and stuff like that. So I don't know if you can talk about how it worked out with GameStop, Dave, as far as getting the.
It offers a lot of benefits that end up really benefiting you guys out there, because basically it helps the line do better, and if the line has a good start, you're going to get more in that line. And so sometimes it's easier just to make something in exclusive for one place rather than doing a little bit at a bunch of different places. So it really does help the line. And remember, I like buying discounts on new stuff. In order for that to happen, I have to have the line do really well. So if we do a move, it's to make the line do better for the future. So definitely, and please support them when you see that they're doing an exclusive, because they're taking on a big chance as well when they do that. So it would be really helpful if you guys could support. So yeah,
sure.
Yeah, I sort of echo that sentiment too. Like there are certain retailers that are just the appropriate spot for an exclusive. So for instance, like for Storm, like the Jushin Liger, they have a lot of exclusives for that particular character because ringside is like the premier destination to go to for wrestling figures. So ringside alone, could do more than the combination of like a lot of like indie stores or brick and mortars and stuff like that. So to have a premier destination, it benefits both the customer Then they have one place to go to, and it benefits the retailer because they become the go-to destination for it. And of course, there's also, you have to take into account quantity. If a customer feels that they can do this quantity, then they can qualify also for like having an exclusive.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, truth be told, once something's an exclusive, everyone pays attention to that figure and that line. So it really bodes well for everything that comes after that.
Totally, I get it. Yeah, it's funny you mentioned Ringside because they have so many different figures I didn't even know existed. And then you check out their exclusives; they always have some really cool stuff.
Yeah, the industry knows that Ringside is a destination for that product type, the wrestling demographic. So they feel comfortable to give them these exclusives.
Yeah, no, that's great. All right, well, thank you at Fresh Cyborg 1 for your 2 questions. It's awesome. All right, so at Neil Byrne says, any date set yet for when the Gatchaman or Battle of the Planets Ken will go up for pre-order, or when Dimitri will get released?
I think that's for Storm. So Gatchaman, I think that we're shooting for a spring solicitation. So he'll probably come out either towards the end of summer or early fall. And Dimitri will be releasing. It'll be shipped in mid-April.
Okay, cool. Yeah, excited for that one. That whole line's going to be nuts.
Yeah, once we get Morgan, it's going to be popping.
Right. Yeah, can't wait for that. Storm likes their video game properties. And I know we get a lot of comments about like Killer Instinct and various other fighting games. And I think Primal Rage would be a good one, if you guys remember that game. It's kind of fun.
Like honestly, whenever we do those surveys, I see a lot of those responses back. And just going back to what Clark said, it's whenever we send those out, take them, because we do listen, and it is that is a big factor into it. And like every time I have to look at everyone who puts stuff, I'm like, that's 10 counts for Killer Instinct, that's like 14 for Halo, that's like 10 for Resident Evil, that's 2 for Taraka.
Yes, Taraka. It's just an arm. You never get to see him. It's always just his arm shooting stuff.
So it's always funny. Like I'm like counting, like, oh, that's cool. There was like 30 people who wanted this specific line.
Yeah, that's crazy stuff. Well, yeah, I'm excited for Battle of the Planets. That's going to be great. Gotcha, man. I know that social media always blows up anytime that, like when they first posted that teaser that, hey, it's coming. I know a lot of people were really, really, really excited about it. So you're not alone, Neil. So cool. Dalek Supreme 13, Doctor Who fan there. Any chance we might soon get SH figure arts for the characters from Dragon Ball GT? I really want to see a Super Saiyan 4 forms for Goku, Vegeta, and Gogeta in SH figure arts form. So there you have. I know. Snacky_cakes. We had a little bet going on which question we would get the most, and Super Saiyan 4 is definitely one of the ones that ranks.
Yeah, and I think it's important to know that there are so many characters of Dragon Ball, and we're trying to get to them. Anyone who's a big fan of Dragon Ball knows, what goes on with it, like GT, as far as, canonical and stuff like that, which we won't get into here. But it's safe to assume that at some point, every figure you ever want to be made will probably be made, and no one will be more excited than I will when they make, the GT characters, because literally anytime we post anything about any character from Dragon Ball, it's SSJ3 when? SS4 when? So I mean, we hear you. We definitely pass it on to Tamashi. Tamashi knows what the fans want, but we're also trying to there's a fair criticism that maybe there are too many Gokus being made, and so we're trying to make all of these other characters. So like we just had Cooler on Premium Bandai, and we did Hit on Premium Bandai, and so we're trying to do all of these kind of ancillary characters without just like bombarding you with Gokus and Vegetas all day long. So I think there's a time and a place to insert a new Goku, but I think that at a certain point they want to continue with like other characters. They want to they did the whole Namek line for a while. They did Ginyu. So I think that Super Saiyan 4 probably will happen, but at this point, hopefully it's sooner rather than later.
Yeah. Because I think even during that was it that Dragon Ball Battle Power Hour thing that happened recently? There was even a contest. You could pick a character you want to see made, and I think I'm trying to remember exactly who was on that list, but I think I saw I think it was Videl was on there, and another character. But again, they offered that idea to, hey, you guys can vote on your next character, and then most vote will most likely happen as a figure. You definitely don't want to miss out when it comes out. I think even I voted, and I think
from
I
every
voted,
computer in your house, and you went on your phone.
Yeah,
you watched Gohan with glasses.
It's weird. I should have just put it all in one vote, but I'm like, I'll just disperse it, just because I like all these characters. So we'll put that. So
no, that's great.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Well, thank you, Dalek Supreme. Exterminate. Here's a fun one from YouTube, actually. Jose Medina. Does P Bandai ever re-release items? Absolutely. In fact, there were a couple that went up yesterday that were from a wave from last year. That includes that Slash Zaku, that blue one that everyone loves. Mm-hmm. It's kind of exciting.
I have 3 of those.
Do you? I have one. It's not put together yet, but I got it in that first launch. But yeah, all the time. Especially since, Premium Bandai US is just now a year old in April. So it'll be a 1-year anniversary on, I think, April 5th or 7th or something like that. So considering we've had multiple waves, there have been some that have popped back up. Again, this is very much in the infant stage for Premium Bandai US, but we have seen multiple kits. I would say somewhere in the neighborhood of at least 10 that have resurfaced after being gone through in their initial waves. So definitely keep track. We try to post about it as often as possible. They just go fast, so you got to be quick. You got to be ready, and don't hesitate when you see it posted on social media, whether it be at Bluefin Brands or at Bandai Hobby US. Definitely jump on those and pre-order as soon as you see them.
I learned the hard way. I didn't get that Digimon TCG, that first set. I waited too long. I'm like, I'm gonna get next payday, and then I logged on and it was done. I cried for a while.
Yeah, that's sad. I don't want you to cry. I don't want anyone to cry.
Missed out. That memory marker was pretty good.
Right. Stop it! Stop reminding me, AJ.
I don't have to show you that that marker. It was a good P Bandai item.
Yeah, so I totally get it, man. Let's see here. Let me just do a quick swap. And Dave, we're cutting you out there a little bit. All right. So Wolfenhag Alero says, are there any plans to make a Power Rangers, Megazord, or Dragonzord model kit in the near future?
Myself. Make sure you charge your computers, guys.
Yeah. Don't ever forget. Or bring your power cord. Either one works. I know there was a Super Mini Pla, but they are hard to find and crazy high priced.
Sorry.
So when it Jared's gone. Okay. Oh, he's back. Okay. So for Power Rangers, when it comes to Bluefin, Power Rangers is going to be falling under Flame Toys. So we did announce that we're doing the Kurakara Courier Megazord, which look forward to that. That'll be going on pre-order pretty soon.
Why'd you make it a big screen?
We also have some other things coming up very, very, very soon that I hope will answer your question and get you hyped. Please come back for our WonderCon streams next week. I will be making some more Flame announcements, which may or may not include the Power Rangers. So,
ooh, that's
in time.
Yep,
that's exciting.
So, yeah, soon.
When will then be now? Soon.
Later.
Oh, that's great. Now I know everyone's going pretty crazy town banana pants when Flame revealed that Megazord. Yeah. And I know that it's going to be a good one.
Transforms and combines and lights up. So, yeah.
That's,
all three.
It's going to do everything.
That's a trifecta of kick-assery, as they say. That's great. So at I'm_there4, when will we see more news about Tekken King and other future releases?
Soon.jpg. Yeah, same thing. You know, a lot of times Storm will post their teasers, and then it takes a while. Even I don't really know all the the release dates for some of these things, but just rest assured, if they do show a prototype, it will eventually see the light of day. In most cases, I know that there's been like some like older Mortal Kombat characters that have been taking like years to come out, like Liu Kang and stuff, but there are always plans to get that out. It's really just a matter of what is, first of all, what's Storm's production schedule like? What can they do? Like, again, as I mentioned earlier, like licensing, like maybe there's a reasoning because of licensing. They want certain characters to come out over others. And sometimes characters just fall through. For instance, like there are instances where like maybe the studio themselves doesn't have the license for a character, and then Storm would have to like go directly to an actor to get it, and that can be very pricey, So, but yeah, Storm definitely has plans to continue the Tekken line. King obviously being next. I don't really know of any other characters after King yet, so I couldn't really say. But
Jared, can you ask them to do Armored King too? I need both. I can't just have King. I need King and Armored King.
I know that's a pretty cool look. Hopefully.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, cool. Tekken. I suck at Tekken. I try to be good at it, but the pacing is just a little bit different than like say Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat, and I just feel like I'm pressing buttons and nothing's ever happening. In the meantime, I'm getting my ass kicked. So I am just not good at Tekken. It is just a game that I have no idea how to play.
I do. Let's play.
I'm sure.
It'll be fun. You'll learn so much.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm just terrible at it.
I would love to see the big bear. Isn't there like a big bear, the panda bear?
Kuma?
Yeah.
I want Kuma. I want Mokujin.
Basically, would be real
I want everybody. I want everybody, literally.
Sure.
So I spent most of my undergrad. Like I went to CSUN and we had an arcade and we had Tekken Tag on a machine. Most of my undergrad was spent playing Tekken. Like probably too much of my undergrad was spent playing Tekken.
Not enough studying, a lot of button pressing.
A lot of Tekken.
I liked Yoshimitsu. I thought he was cool. Kind of doing little pogo moves on his lightsaber.
He would be a really cool character design, huh? For an action figure.
Yeah. Oh, there's so many. Jared, just tell them to do the entire line like just like all at one time. Drop it in one time.
Just do all.
I think Soul Calibur would be good too because there's a lot of really large characters in that figure roster.
Nightmare,
yeah, like Astaroth, Siegfried, all those just big dudes. I think that'd be really cool. Voldo, you can have a creepy Voldo.
Oh no, I was just thinking that. No, Voldo. You can leave Voldo out. He's so weird.
Wait, I kind of want to see a figure of that though.
He's so weird, like how he walks all backwards and he's awkward.
Yeah. That's funny.
It'd be interesting for the figure line, walk backwards.
He's so weird.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Thank you for your question. I'm _there4. Fantastic. Let's see here. Crookboo41. Can we expect P Bandai Kamen Rider figure arts to become available in the US?
Oh, I think we've only been asked this question 10 trillion times. Don't worry, we're working on it. If you guys notice, we did ask a survey question about this a few weeks ago. It has been communicated, and like we say with everything, we are working on it. If you guys realize, we've been bringing over some more of the P Bandai rider belts. Like we just got done with the Neo Deca driver, which, as you know, in Japan is P Bandai. We had it here. We brought it over. We are working on this as well. Because I, like you, have to spend lots of money. Like I had to order an Omazeo through some other means, which cost me a lot of dang money, and I'm tired of it. So we're working on it. Trust me.
Yeah, like even our good friend Clayton, had asked earlier in the chat, is Kanaki coming to P Bandai? So there's somewhat of your answer that we're working on that.
Yeah, we're trying very hard because we like keeping as much money as possible, and I need to be able to buy it at a regular price.
Yeah, no, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you very much for your question. Let's see here. 3B's Toy Hive. There's still plenty of MK2 characters to do, but what are the chances of older figures getting reissued? Shao Kahn, Goro, ninjas on a new body.
Well, honestly, Storm doesn't really like to do reissues. They like to kind of keep each release special and unique. If you do reissues, you tend to oversaturate the market. And so that's why I like when Storm does like the newer Ninja, it was on a new body, because at least it keeps the original still special for those who purchased it, back in the day. I do know that there is demand for some of those characters. But if they were to do other, another Shao Kahn or Goro, there would probably be something different about it. But yeah, typically speaking, Storm doesn't really do reissues. So that's why we urge everybody, if you want your figures, get them now while they're still at retail, because I do know that they, like, those original ones have kind of skyrocketed in value.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
you can see like Sub-Zero going for like $300, or Scorpion going for $300.
It's crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, Storm is bigger now than ever. When people were not always aware of those original releases, so I can understand, why the value of those has increased so much. So yeah, we've definitely had that conversation before about those classics. So that's when Storm posed the idea to have a different body, a 2.0 body. So yeah, that's kind of the answer to that.
Yeah, they're doing an incredible job. And like with Kung Lao, he was just announced a couple days ago, and he comes with the friendship, and he's pulling a rabbit out of a hat. I mean, just mixing it up a little bit, or Unmasked Sub-Zero, how he has literally the block of ice where you can put a character in there. I think that is so cool, and things that I've never even thought possible as an action figure, and they're doing it, which is it's incredible. It says a lot.
Yeah. So, pretty much what it sounds like is pick up that Motaro right now, too, because, once that goes away, you guys will be saying the same thing with Motaro, maybe years later. Like, what about re-release of Motaro?
Yeah, and he's a big boy, too. I know you guys are playing with him the other day, and his box is ginormous. Mm-hmm. It comes in a mummy crate.
He's definitely one of their most impressive feats, engineering-wise.
Oh, wow.
And stuff.
Yeah, that's big.
He's no joke. Yeah.
Let's attach that to the sword instead.
Yeah,
he's a big boy.
Wow.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
And he's super articulate. I've seen people posting pictures. It's Storm's been sharing on their social channels of people getting him up on his back two legs. He can hold the skeleton. The skeletons that come with the Motaro actually have optional hand pieces, so it's not just like a static figure. Like, these skeletons have articulation, and they have different hands, and yeah, it's just super duper cool. It's a very impressive figure. This is the regular version. The bloody edition is available at bluefinbrands.com. So it's like this one, but it's bloody.
And he has a green skeleton too, so that's also unique for him too.
Yeah, he's cool. I remember the first time that guy murdered me. It was on that new pit stage where it's like a bridge, and then there's those spinning gears, and you fall down, and it was bad.
It's terrifying.
I didn't like it. And he has this lame charge move, and I had a bad time with him.
He also has like an energy blast.
Yeah, he was rough. He stole my quarter.
Now we need Kentaro. So Kentaro when?
Oh yeah, exactly. He's got sweet stripes.
Yeah, give it time. There's plenty of characters. There's years and years worth of characters. So
yeah.
Kentaro would probably end up being the biggest one, because he's even bigger than Goro. Goro's a monster.
They had to. It was a sequel, so they had to go bigger. That's how it works.
Game stripes.
Right.
Yeah, he's tiger stripes.
Yeah. No, that's great. Let's see here. At Job and Blue, do you have any say in what figures get reissues or get re-released at all? Like SSJ3 Goku, who has more than doubled in price. Wow.
Guess we're talking about just Tamashii, right?
Yeah. I think that what we've kind of hit on a couple times is that while we are not the final say, what a big part of our job is as the marketing component for Bluefin and for Tamashii is to relay your guys' requests. So we know that Super Saiyan 3 and Super Saiyan 4 are very, very very, very anticipated. Just like there was a lot of fervor to get the androids re-released, and we were releasing them for San Diego Comic-Con last year. So it's kind of our job is to help let them know what the fans want. And so you guys are very good about letting us know on social media at Bluefin Brands, at Tamashii Nations, of, we want this figure, this is great. So it just becomes kind of a balancing act, because like Jared said, for Storm, we don't want to just be reissuing it. We want reissues to be the exception and not the rule. We understand that, there are people that come into the line later on. Like, for example, I came in the Dragon Ball world at age like 41. A lot of Dragon Ball happened in the first 41 years of my life that I missed out on. And so now I'm playing catch up. And I would love not to pay like $400 for an SS3 Goku. So a reissue would do me great. And plus he's got the flowing hair. He's like White Goodman from Dodgeball. So as far as what our say is to relay what the fans want, what the people are telling us on the streets, because we go out we hit the streets and we talk to you guys. We take what we hear at conventions, on social media, through those surveys that we issue all the time. And we relay that to the manufacturers. And so like it's been said a couple times, those surveys are important when we send it out. Give us your honest feedback. We do have someone that goes through all of the surveys, compiles all the information, and submits it. Usually we try to make it fun for you by doing like a giveaway, like, hey, do the survey for a chance to win something. But if you are a hardcore fervent collector of a brand, and you want to have a say in what's being made, those surveys are the best way to get your voices heard.
Absolutely. And then when we have our fun phone calls with Tamashii, we can say, hey, at Joba Blue wants a Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Make it happen.
Yeah,
AJ was on the streets doing surveys.
Hey, flyers the streets. They'll say, hey, anybody have anything to add? And we'll just say SSJ3 Goku win.
Yeah.
That's it.
And then there was a follow-up. How long do you know about the reveals before the customers hear about them? That's a really good question, because it fluctuates. Sometimes it's like a year. Sometimes it's like 11 hours. Sometimes it's before us. You never know. It's always a fun treat.
Yeah.
Did you know this was coming out? No.
Right. I can't tell you how many times I've been woken up by friends saying, hey, this thing you know is pretty cool. What do you know about it? I'm like, what you just told me about it is what I know. Like, thank you for telling me.
I know what you know.
Yeah.
But I think it comes down to like the importance of the release. Like we have the exclusive to San Diego and stuff like that. Things like that are usually planned out. Maybe a year or even more longer. Some just kind of like traditional random drops. We may get a couple months notice. But and some of them are just no brainers. We know that when they have when the next thing that happens in Dragon Ball, whatever it is, movie, TV show, whatever, we know they're going to make figures for it and stuff like that. So it really does fluctuate, but usually we have a pretty decent head start, which is why some of these live streams are hard, because we're like, have we released that information? It's in my brain. And we've been talking about it in the office for like 6 months, but have we told them yet? So, right, Jared, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No worries. I was gonna say, and some of it also relies on the studio itself, the licensor. Like there are some, like if there's a hot movie or a key spoiler element, they want to keep that as under wraps as possible. So they don't even disclose it until like only, unless it's like, for your eyes only kind of thing. So because, in this industry, leaks can happen, and a lot of the times they can happen through toys. And as a distributor, we obviously want to be in their good graces, and we wouldn't want to ruin that for them if there's a key plot point or something like that. So that also plays, into it too in certain situations.
I think Baby Yoda wins the award for best kept secret ever in the history of toys.
Yeah, that was the fact that never got leaked is insane.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, it is hard. It is hard that we get access to all this info like so ahead of time, and then like we're all into it, so it means we have friends that are into it, and they go, "So what's coming up next?" You're like, I want to talk about it so bad, but I can't.
Yeah, there's like even times like you walk down like Target or Walmart and you're going down the aisle. Look at this cool toy. Hold on a minute. What is that? You're like, wait, did I just get spoiled? Damn.
Yeah. I mean, we kind of ran into that with Godzilla versus Kong, right? With Kong having the axe that has the Godzilla spine, the scale. Yeah. So it's kind of crazy. I mean, you can see it in the trailer, but It's like maybe that's what it is. Who knows? But either way, it's good for
Figure tells it
clarification
all.
purposes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do have one question from the chat, and I think it's a really fun one. It's by, sorry if I mispronounce it, it's like Diaxial. Question to you all: what is your most prized possession or collectible? So that's really interesting. For me, personally, I have a Proplica for a Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Disk, and I love my card games, so having the Proplica for that Duel Disk is amazing because when you press a card down on it, it makes the noise. So that's like my prized possession.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Justin, what is yours and why is it pocket sand?
Yeah. It ranks pretty high up on the list.
He's got it.
I always have it ready and available. No joke. Yeah, I got a couple. I mean, I think the Mortal Kombat and Ninja Turtle machines behind me are like dreams come true from when I was a kid. And then even like Luke Skywalker's green Force Saber or Force X, what is it? Is that what it's called? The Force, yeah, the lightsaber. That was something that I've wanted since I was a whipper. And when I got that as an adult, I held on to it and slept with it and did everything that I could with it. Took it to restaurants. It was just my favorite toy ever. And so I would say that the Luke Skywalker's lightsaber is pretty high up there on my list of prized possessions.
Now, Jared, you're literally living in what looks like a museum. You have so many collectibles.
I get this question all the time. People always ask me like, "What's my favorite?" And I genuinely love like all of my figures. I have a deep pride, for all the figures I have. I do a lot of like customization and stuff like that. I'm a huge Spawn fanatic, Todd McFarlane's Spawn. So I have a lot of custom Spawns. I recently picked up this beautiful. It's I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Revoltech. Revoltech's like a Japanese company. They do hyper articulated figures. Somebody took a Revoltech Carnage and they painted it, Spawn colors, and they kit bashed it. And I'll show you guys. It is so sick.
Wow.
I got his nice base for him.
Careful, we got a friend named Johnny who's very into Spawn as well.
That's great. I like the gargoyle base. The gargoyle base is cool.
I got this amazing, kind of crouch pose over the gargoyle statue. So for me, I've really been loving this one, enjoying. I have it right by my computer right here because I love it so much. I can see it every second.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
so
awesome.
there's a fire at Jared's place. That's the thing he's going to save. Or he just might go down with the ship. He's like, I can't choose. We're all going together, boys.
Yeah. Every collector's like biggest fear.
For sure.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I don't know, it's kind of liberating. It's like when you move and you have to throw a bunch of stuff away or give it away or whatever. I always feel like such a weight is lifted off my shoulders. I tried so long to protect this thing, and then now I don't have to anymore.
I can't Marie Kondo it. Like, does this bring you joy? Yes. I guess I'm keeping it.
Yeah.
Hopefully you have the addendum on your home insurance. If you're a AAA, I think it's an H-72 form.
There you go. You gotta have Polaroids of your possessions to prove that you owned it once.
Yeah. What a good thing to do for collectors, as someone who used to work in home insurance, is go just take your phone and just do like a video, like walk through your house, like literally just walk through your house with all of your collectibles and just do it that way. If you ever have to prove that you own something, if you are claiming it on your insurance or if it's being covered, and ask for proof, you can say, well, here's my walkthrough on this date. So
that's good to know.
Yeah. What's yours, David? Your house is on fire. Your family's safe. Don't worry. You don't have to make the Sophie's choice of do I save my mom or my Zaku? You can fit like 3 things in your arms as you run out of the house.
Well, 2 of them for sure. So I have a Gundam base exclusive ARG-78 high grade box that was signed by the voice actor of Amuro Ray when I met him in Texas a few years ago. So that was cool. And then David, you were here for the second one when I met Tomino. And he signed my Double Zeta exclusive clear kit. That's it getting saved first. Like there are family members who I would put under this box. If I had to pick, it's like, look, you have arms and legs. Double Zeta, he needs help. I have to take him first.
So you're not building that kit? You're just gonna keep the box?
I'm that one. I don't know if I'm ever gonna build it. I might have to go buy another clear Double Zeta and build that one because like Tomino signed this one. Like I don't want to disturb it. Like it's it's perfect as it is.
Like, do you have
that for sure, number
do
one.
you have like a protection on it? Like, I know like there's.
I am looking
like,
for. If anybody who's watching knows of a good site to get a custom-made clear box for a master grade double Zeta Verkov, please let me know. I've been looking for like a good one that I can put in there and seal it away in a vault forever.
Well, if we ever get to go back to convention, there's always one or two booths that are there that sell the acrylic cases because I get them for all of my like vintage Star Wars stuff. So, and they do custom ones because I've seen some like the size of this table. Like if I wanted to preserve this table, they would make one. It would cost like $3,000, but they would make it for me.
But it's worth it though. It's
Very accommodating. They're very nice.
Yeah.
I want to preserve you, Dave. How do I get a case for you?
Well, it's just going to be
it's
carbonite. It's carbonite. There you go.
That could work. Just have you on my wall.
Yeah.
I promise you, I will not be open hands. You will be getting the double bird if you feed me.
Maybe
kids.
Maybe like this kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'll give you a dab for the kids.
So one of a kind,
right?
Oh man, my goodness. David, do you have Edmondson? Do you have a prized possession?
So I collect Admiral Akbar stuff because why not? That's my guy. He
got sucked out into space. He did.
Oh, tell him that.
Very sad. I'm not at the talking about like fires. If there were a fire, I probably would not reach for one of my collectibles. But if my most prized possession would probably be, I have just several vintage Akbars. I have my little Akbar army. So I have a little shrine. Even one of my buddies painted me a picture of Admiral Akbar because he knows I love it. So it would probably be my Akbar shrine. It's impressive and disturbing when new people come over to my house and they're like, you got a bunch of fish guys on your wall, right? And I'm like, my license plate says Akbar. Take a hint.
Yeah. No, that's great. Well, thank you for the question. AJ, did you answer what your favorite was?
Yeah, it was like this Yu-Gi-Oh.
That's right. You went first.
Yeah, and then like someone had.
And he's gone.
And he's gone. I remember when his dual deck came in.
Asked after I said.
Oh, there he's back a little bit, maybe. Hey, nope.
And he's gone again.
Oh, you got back. Yeah, so
there you go.
Hobby
he's a stop motion.
Oh, yeah. Back? Okay. Yeah, like I was gonna say, like someone questioned that the Millennium Puzzle was just announced yesterday on Bandai Hobby. So are we getting that? I don't know. I would love to have that. I would like two of them, one to build and one to keep in a little sarcophagus tin, just like the show.
And by the way, no instructions come with that. It's going to be, you have to figure it out, all right? If you're going to be king of
for sure.
Yeah. That's how it works.
It's actually really interesting that it comes with no instructions. Yeah.
Well, cool. We're just about done here. We have two left. Let's see here. Airline 369. Any updates on Jin?
Yeah, he's going to be shipping very shortly. He'll be shipping the first week of April.
Cool. Nice. That's soon. We're almost there. My goodness. You believe it's already almost April? This whole year is already flying. That's crazy. All right. And then we have... okay, so please make a Figuarts Gordon Ramsay. I've been binge watching Hell's Kitchen and Kitchen Nightmares and Hotel Hell during the pandemic, and he's become a daily fixture for me. And yes, we want to get you a Gordon Ramsay.
I can see that doing really well, actually. Like just because of just how funny it would be.
Sure. Just screaming at you all day long. You should come with the Inspector Gadget text bubbles, but with him yelling you like idiot. Get a grip, donkey. Yeah,
it's raw.
Yeah. Have you tasted this risotto?
Yeah.
Just have him berate all of your other figures.
Yeah, and Gordon Ramsay is a must follow on TikTok. Like people tag him on like the most terrible food they're making, and he just does not hold back. He goes to town on these people who think they're like doing like the best thing. Like one guy tried to like make a steak in a toaster, and he's like, "What are you doing, you idiot?"
We'll say if they're gonna make a Gordon Ramsay, I'm sure Justin is still fighting for the King of the Hill figures. So
yeah,
look, Tamashi, if you're listening,
Tamashi,
SCCC, set of four in front of the fence, please.
Let's
It's
do
not
it.
hard. Just give me what I want.
I would take it any day of the week. I would buy all of them.
Would you buy a die-cast Hanko?
I would buy a die-cast Peggy Hill because I love the show so much.
Yeah.
I'm the only human in the world that likes Peggy Hill. 3-time substitute teacher of the year. Thank you.
Her and her Boggle, man. That just
Yeah, Boggle's the best.
her and her. Somebody do King of the Hill. Like I remember, I think it was a few years ago back at the Comic-Con. They had like a Hank Hill figure that wasn't exclusive that I went and got, and then someone had like a little almost like an SD size Dale Gribble like in his hunting outfit. I got that. Yeah, I gave up having lunch that day. I'm like, no, I'm waiting in line. I don't need to eat.
Yeah. Oh, that would be amazing. That would be a dream.
Somebody out there, please.
Fresh Cyborg saying Hank comes with propane tanks and a grill.
Now we're talking about he
There
needs
you
his
go.
propane accessories for sure.
Propane accessories.
He should come with a ladybird as well. He needs his
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Oh, that'd be pretty good. Yeah. And then have a figure art Zero of the truck.
Yeah. No, I'm talking. That'd be cool to have a Dale's Dead Bug van as well.
There you
Bug
go.
a Bago.
Yeah.
All these ideas.
Look at Bago, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody.
Put it down.
Tamashi will make you a replica for a propane tank. It's an actual propane tank.
But it
It's a
doesn't weigh
1-to-1
nearly
scale.
as much. Yeah. It weighs like a third of the weight. It'd be great. Propane is both a
Yeah.
liquid and a gas.
Yeah. Taste the meat, not the heat.
Yeah. My goodness. Well, great.
Propane. Gross.
No. I think that's pretty much about it. We do have this amazing contest going on. You can see there's only 4 days left. It is a Gundam giveaway extravaganza. We are giving away all sorts of fun Gunpla and other things too, actually. I know that the Bandai Hobby US account, please follow them across all social media platforms. They have been teasing, AJ over there has been teasing what people are going to be winning. So definitely check it out. And one of the big prizes is, of course, the RX-78 Perfect Grade Unleashed. It's going to be lots of winners, like at least, I think, 20 winners, and lots and lots and lots of prizes. I think first place is winning like 25 kits or something like that. So
It's
Something
20,
like that.
27, including the 1/5,000th scale, easy for me to say, Star Destroyer.
oh my gosh.
So
You
there
get another
go.
you get another 4,999. You'll have a whole Star Destroyer on your hands.
Yeah, pretty much. If you're first place, you have it's a really big box coming to you. Like you might have 2 big boxes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Your back wall start looking like David Clark's.
you instantly look like David Clark.
You would need to win this contest 5 times to get close to my backlog.
That's the David Clark starter kit.
But definitely go to bluefinbrands.com/contest and enter to win. You do have 4 days left. We are very excited, and there are multiple ways to enter. I think 42 ways to enter. You can see on the screen there. That includes just following different accounts on social media, going to bluefinbrands.com. There's all kinds of fun and easy ways to just go ahead and get your entry. So please don't delay on that. Easy peasy. And we're giving away a Gundam Universe Strike Rouge figure. Any of the people that submitted a question, we couldn't get to all of them. We can see we've already been doing this for an hour and 20 minutes. We had a lot of questions, so we picked as many as we could. And anyone that submitted a question is eligible to win. So we'll pick out a winner and we will get back to you. We will send you a direct message across social media.
Throw
Easy
it on a
peasy.
wheel and spin it.
Yes.
Right.
Spin
Slide
the
it
choice,
easy.
like Peggy Hill. Easy peasy. David, do you want to take us out?
Absolutely. So thanks everyone for joining us for another Bluefin Hangout. We really appreciate all of the questions that you guys gave us. The interaction, the feedback is just warms our green sheet little hearts. So we can't thank you guys enough for being part of the community. We love doing the Bluefin Hangout. So even though we don't have mailbag episodes all the time, we always would love to answer your questions. So make sure to follow at Bluefin Brands. Give us your questions. Just anything hit your mind. And I know we had some fun at the SSJ4 when. But, it really is important. We do relay that information to Tamashi, to Storm, to Flame, to everybody that, these are the figures that people are clamoring for. One time we get asked, it's like, oh, well, maybe that's just one person. But when we hear it over and over and over again, it really, really does help us solidify this community. So thanks, everyone, so much. We'll see you next Friday. WonderCon's coming. We're going to have a lot of fun content. Stay tuned at Bluefin Brands, and we'll talk to you guys next week.
Thank you.
Bye.